Daddy's got pie. Two weird movies and nobody knows what the other one's brought to this midnight show. It's Paddycake's Pajama Party Picture Show. In jammies and blankets, we're ready to go to mystery movies, the good and the bad. We laugh till we cry, or just cry 'cause it's bad. Or just cry 'cause it's bad.
Hello, my darlings, and welcome to a brand new experiment. And just to kind of explain kind of what's going on. There are several things in my life that bring me immense joy, and I've always wanted all of that to be represented on my channel. The other thing that's not been represented on my channel yet is my love of really, really terrible movies.
And I feel like I must have known. I mean, I've always liked B movies. I didn't know they were called B movies back then.
There's something absolutely magical about the movie that had a shoestring budget and tried very hard and came out unintentionally hilarious. To me, that's the epitome of B-movie entertainment. In this show, what we're going to do is we're going to follow our normal format that me and Brent have together, where he brings something that I'm blind to, I bring something that he's blind to. We watch these terrible movies that we bring, and then we'll just kind of talk about them. The first movie we watched today is the one that I brought. It's called Spookies. Spookies is an interesting film. It's certainly terrible, but it's an interesting film in that it had a really interesting history, which I'll get into in a second. But first, I just want to get Brent's initial impressions.
First impression, it was incoherent.
Yeah, that's a very good adjective to use. It was an incoherent movie.
It was a lot of really kind of cool-ish things smushed together with no apparent story. I mean, if there's a vague semblance of a story, it's almost like you took a couple of short stories and then tried to mash them up into a single film.
Now, it's interesting that you say that. Okay? Now, this is the weird story behind Spookies. So, Spookies was originally called Twisted Souls. And so there's footage of all of the kids that are kids.
Listen, kids, I'm sorry.
Kids? Did she just say kids? That are getting into the weird house in the graveyard. So
these like adults are supposed to really be young people.
Well, I would imagine they probably were. One of them was 24. Actually revealed to be 24. So I would say they're probably supposed to be in their 20s. Although John Larroquette is certainly not in his 20s.
But this is a guy that I just started calling John Larroquette.
Well, I mean, he's John Larroquette in the film. He's John Larroquette. So let's go through our cast of these characters that are showing up at this house. We have John Larroquette. We have Jason Segel from Freaks and Geeks. We have Paul Reiser.
Yeah, and we kind of also had a little bit of Vincent Price, which we never really said
when
we were
watching
it.
That's true. And then there's a weird, oddly British angry woman. Very posh, angry British woman.
Like,
Dino. Dino, the horny ghost.
Or no,
he was also John Travolta, but yeah.
No, but his real name. What did he call himself in the show?
Dino.
Is it Dino?
Yeah, it was Dino. Dino, the horny ghost.
Duke.
Oh, was it? Where did Dino come from?
And I kept picturing like, well, it does sound like an Italian nickname.
Yeah, I guess it does.
Oh.
But yeah, Duke. Sorry, it's Duke. Duke, the horny ghost. That is now his name throughout the entire discussion of the film. These weird people that don't really belong together but are somehow a big group of friends, end up in this house. So that's the story of Twisted Souls, is those people in the house with all the weird monsters that are coming out and trying to kill them and them trying to get away.
Okay.
The old warlock and the woman that he's trying to bring back to life, the cat man, and the little boy who went to his birthday party, that's a completely separate story. They were filmed at totally different times.
Okay. Oh my
And that's
gosh.
why all these scenes you see the cat running around, you never see the Catman interact with any of those characters. You never see the Warlock interact with any of those characters because they were filmed at completely different times by completely different people and tried to put it together into one film. And that's why it feels really disjointed.
Well, that's what I said. It felt like, it felt like 2 stories or 3 stories to me, really. They got smushed together, but you're saying it really was 2
It
stories.
really was 2 stories that were smushed together,
Okay.
yes.
So is that the extra voices that you hear? Like, because his voice doesn't sound right. His kid's voice doesn't sound right.
I have sacrificed the use of so many, so that you might live. And yet, I have betrayed all my powers, some way to make you see how helplessly I love you.
And I'm wondering if those are like, they weren't even saying those things.
Well, that's in my opinion, what happened there. This I may be wrong. I never actually looked into it, but it seems to me, especially when the boy was in there and the boy was talking and had the same weird effect on
Robotic.
his voice.
Yeah.
I think they had to re-record their dialogue as ADR. So they were just in a sound booth re-recording their lines to be put on top of the film, but they wanted it to sound like they were in the room that had a slight echo to it, and
Or
they
maybe they
used.
were trying for an otherworldly thing. And
I mean,
just
they
failing really
may have,
bad.
yeah. I mean, either way, they failed really badly because it sounded like he was talking inside of a plastic tube.
What a cruel joke.
The movie opens with a breathing grave,
Yeah.
which is weird. A stone grave that seems to be breathing in some way.
Yeah, it looks like the concrete is actually breathing, yet not cracking.
Right, and then we get to meet Billy.
Yes.
Billy, the young boy who's decided to run away from home because his parents have forgotten his birthday.
Which-
Like you do.
Yeah, and there's no like what would have been perfect is this kid, he comes home from school, nobody's home, he finds a note, we went to a party.
Yeah,
If those people
so-
were his, like
yeah,
at first
some-
we thought the people that are going to the party were his parents, but there's this kid, and then he just goes and sits down next to a tree in a well-lit dark forest,
Right.
because forests are not
Forest
ever
is
that well-lit.
Totally
at night.
well lit. And then he meets Tree Guy.
So, Billy, today's the big day. First night away from home, kid.
Yeah.
Um,
Who it seems like starts out like a tiny person and then suddenly gets bigger.
right, that was weird. He was like up in the tree, like squinched up, and he looked like he was very small. But then, like he put his feet down, like he's just a normal sized dude.
Yeah. And then he asked the kid for a light.
Yeah, like, do you really think a 13-year-old kid out in the woods is gonna have
Well,
a
I mean,
cigarette
maybe
lighter?
He's gonna start
I
a
mean,
campfire.
he did. I mean, I'm not saying that he was wrong.
Why-
He
if you're
did have a
cigarette
cigarette
smoker,
lighter.
Why don't you have a light?
That's also a valid point.
What the hell?
You know, man, you just assume some kid in the woods has a cigarette lighter on him? What? That's a weird.
And also, is he a tiny person? What is going on here? This is just. Why don't you have your own
Not just not just a cigarette lighter. The kid has a friggin' Zippo, which was wild. And also, apparently, he had an ice pick in his backpack.
Because-
We find out about this later, but yeah.
And really, it does have some bearing on the end of the story. But you're like, why?
Does this kid have an ice pick?
Why? I mean, if you're gonna take a weapon with you,
Bring a knife.
yeah, it seems more logical that if you didn't have your own pocket knife, which I mean, I've got a pocket knife right now. I mean,
Right, but even so, a knife would be a better choice. Did you lose your pocket knife? There it
see,
is.
I have a pocket
So
knife.
a knife is a better choice as a weapon because it also has multiple functions.
Yeah.
You could use it to open things. You could use it to cut wood if you need to, cut string. Then suddenly there's this conversation where he's talking to the kid about how you know, maybe I'll see you later. The kid's like, I gotta go. Well, maybe I'll see you later. And I was like, oh, that's probably not going to have any payoff. And I was right.
Because the
Because
guy dies.
the guy dies, like-
gets 20 feet away.
Right, and the kid doesn't even turn around. Now, to fix that, the kid would have a Walkman. He put his headphones back on, turns around, walks away, doesn't hear the transient getting murdered behind him.
But don't forget, the kid also had big plans.
I have plans. Big plans.
Yeah, sure. Everybody's got big plans.
Yeah, well, some of us have plans that are gonna work.
Oh, yeah, he had big plans. Plans that were going to work.
I mean, we're not going to say what that sounds like.
He wandered off, and he found his way into the house, surrounded by the graveyard. Because
yeah.
apparently somebody decided to build a house in the middle of a graveyard.
And he found his own grave.
Well, he found a grave. It didn't have his name on it. It just said life is short, and it was 13. Whoever was in it would die 13 years after it was made.
1972 to 1985.
Yeah.
Which, since the film came out in 86, it was probably him.
It was probably him.
But
It
the
was-
thing
but-
is, he found the gravestone, and it's among all these other gravestones. But then later on, when the thing happens to him, there's a fully dug grave. Nowhere near those.
Nowhere near those. So, yeah, I don't know what they were trying to accomplish with that, other than just maybe setting mood. I don't know. But he goes into the house, and he finds a birthday cake and the saddest balloons I have ever seen.
None of them had helium. They were all just hanging
just
down.
hanging. That seems oddly convenient.
Also, none of the balloons have helium.
Right? They're just sort of
Dangling.
tacked to the ceiling and just danging. It's very sad and dilapidated.
Happy birthday, Billy, from all of us. Hey, a surprise party.
Yeah.
So you didn't forget after all.
Yeah, they
This
went
is
out to the
really
abandoned
great.
house in the
You can come
graveyard,
out now.
and they set up a surprise party, pissed you off so you'd run away from home,
And hopefully,
and hopefully
end up
hoped
at
you would
this
show up at
house.
this one house.
Maybe this is the party everyone's trying to get to.
Oh, he also makes the comment that obviously this kid he's not happy at home anyway, because he makes the comment that I could certainly have my own room here.
Yeah.
So obviously he probably has to share his room with his sibling, which, you know,
Or many.
or several siblings, you know, and that's
Unless he's
kind
like
of
Charlie Bucket and he lives with his
right,
grandparents.
who never get out of bed. But anyway, so he finds the birthday party, right?
Yeah.
And then he opens up one of the gifts. Oh, and while he's at the birthday party, that's when little orc boy
Oh, yeah.
takes dressed as a Jawa.
Jawa, yeah, just as a Jawa.
Dressed as a Jawa.
Is this a Jawa? Are we watching?
Which,
He-
I mean, that totally is plausible because this is 1986.
It
Star Wars
might-
costumes would be everywhere.
Absolutely. It may very well have actually been a Jawa costume that they put this kid in for this role. But he comes in and he steals the ice pick out of his backpack.
But when he does it, the backpack, which the first kid just like left by the front door, as if
Right.
this is his actual house.
Right.
I'm not going to be separated from my
Me
possessions in a strange
either.
house.
Me either.
I mean, it's just, I'm going to carry
No.
my backpack around with me. But he leaves it there, and the kid, like, you see the door open up, and his hand reaches into the backpack where the ice pick is conveniently in the front pocket. We never saw this ice pick previously.
Never. Well, the kid opens up one of the presents, right? So, well, first he cuts the cake, right? And then the baby starts making weird noises.
Oh, yeah. Why is there a baby doll?
That was another weird thing. Why was there a baby doll at the table?
Our friend
That's-
Chris would like that.
Yeah, he probably would.
Babies, but-
But he finds one of the presents and he's like, "What is this? A bowling ball?" And then he opens it and the warlock's head is in there.
Happy birthday, Billy.
Which doesn't make any sense. Why is the warlock's head in the box when the warlock is not there? The warlock is in some other place in the house.
Well, clearly he's under the table kneeling.
Well, yeah, I mean, for the shot, yeah. But from a logistical story standpoint, it doesn't make any sense why he would be there because he wasn't there. He was somewhere else in the house.
Or was he? Also,
Well, yeah, they never really
because at
explain
the very
where he is.
end,
We
he
would know.
pops out of that grave.
Yes,
So has he been? Is that like an underground vault that he's been in all this
Well,
time?
so we think at the very
But it also had
beginning.
windows.
At the very beginning, well, it didn't have windows at the very beginning. The first scene we saw of him, he was in like this almost cavernous crypt, right,
True.
where his beloved is in the casket. But then every scene that we see of him after that, he's in a room with windows. So then the kid runs away. All right, back to the kid. Oh my God, he's being chased by a Casio. And the Catman chases him. And he somehow doesn't feel the Catman walking on the branch behind him when it's shaking back and forth when he's leaning on it. Never notices.
Yeah.
And then he runs, and he completely forgets how to jump or how to go around an obstacle.
And then he
and
falls
falls
down.
into a dug grave.
Well, first he falls down, and then Catman lands almost on
Oh, that's
top
right.
of him. Never even manages to touch him. The kid looks like he's going to make a break for it. I mean, part of me is like, okay, you came here, kid. You know how to get home. Just run back through the forest.
Just run back through the forest and go home.
Where are they? Oh wow, he's already got his grave dug. Jump over it.
Right? Well, go around.
He finally gets slashed a few times.
Yeah.
Falls into the grave.
And then, never
starts
bothers
helping to bury himself.
never bothers to try to get up. I mean,
no one's
obviously,
holding him down.
no one's holding him down. The cat guy's just dumping dirt on him, loose dirt, and it's not even a lot of dirt. But he's not even bothering to try to get up. And eventually, it's like he was
6 feet deep either. It
No.
was probably about 2.5.
It was a very shallow
Easily
grave.
Could have like climbed out and run away. I mean, granted, cat dude could have like swung the shovel and tried to knock him out or something.
True,
But
but
didn't even
anything's better than
try.
just letting him bury you. And now he's helping. You know what? You know what, kid? If I was in this movie, I would be helping bury myself.
Yes, please. Can I
Write me
die
out of
early?
this movie. Can you please write me out of this movie? I'm done. But then we meet the rest of the kids.
Yes.
So we meet Duke the horny ghost, and who has a very, very short fuse.
Hey, watch the goddamn beer in the upholstery!
Then watch the goddamn road.
What the hell is in here?
It's got a lock. This is a. Why did he do that? Escalated really quickly.
Like, he gets angry with
Well,
the
don't
slightest
forget,
provocation.
The first discussion in the first car is that they had gotten kicked out of the party.
Yes,
of
because
that.
he picked a fight with somebody.
First he starts a fight at that party, gets us all thrown out, embarrasses the hell out of us.
So,
And they got kicked out of the party. And so he's trying to find another party. And doing
and
a
he
banger.
actually knows where he's going.
He acts like he knows where he's going.
You even know where you're going.
Yeah, I'm going nuts because I gotta stand here and listen to you.
Yeah, the whole time he's like, I know where I'm going. Oh, look, here's a good place to go. Like, I just found this.
I found this
odd,
abandoned house
institutional-looking Georgian mansion.
in the middle of a graveyard, and nobody lives there. Party. We have Duke, who is very John Travolta-ish, very Fonzie, wearing
He's
a
also wearing a parachute suit.
very 80s leather outfit with the diagonal zipper that was just short enough that every time he falls over, we see either his belly hair or his back hair. And then he was with Linda, who was very mobster's girlfriend, sort of.
Yeah.
And then we have Jason Segel, who had a puppet. Oh,
But there were Inigo's comments. There. What the
What?
fuck? Sorry. What?
Yeah.
What was that all about? I don't know what that was all
They
about.
could have used more with the puppet.
They could have had so many
could've-
cool avenues of horror. The puppet could have come alive and tried to
killed
kill him.
like his own puppet.
Yeah,
I
that
feel
would have been
that
cool.
That one was just waiting for them.
That was a setup
Otherwise,
with
the
no
puppet
payoff.
was pointless.
It was absolutely pointless.
He
It
just
was
used his puppet to annoy
and
people.
he was obvious. I mean, I think that what they were trying to do is they were trying to play into the horror movie tropes.
Yes.
Where there's one person who's the clown, one person who's the slut, one person who's the jock, one person who's the smart final girl. I think they were trying to play into that with these
Yes.
character archetypes. But to go a little bit further into these, we also had John Larroquette, who looked far too old to be with them.
At the beginning, he looked like this 40-year-old man, and it felt like as the film went on, he got younger looking. I don't know if they were wrinkled,
I think
taking
some
his
of it was the
wrinkles
fact. Well, I think some of it was the fact that he was driving the car And he was just, it was bad lighting, but also the car looked kind of old, very, like the car he was driving, like Duke's car was like a cool car that a cool guy in the 80s would drive.
Yeah.
And John Larroquette's car was like the car that a dad would drive in the 80s,
Yeah.
you know?
And
apparently they're all friends, right? They all know each other. So why does Duke keep calling him Mister?
Go ahead and look. What are you afraid of? If you're talking, mister, I'm going to fix your ass.
Yeah, hey,
I don't
mister.
understand why that's all about.
She said that I grew up with these people. So
Oh, yeah,
she
sure. I grew up with all these people, so maybe he didn't
kind
know
of manure
them.
to the group because she was
Yeah.
married to one of them.
And then we had Adrienne, who was the really, really bitchy, posh British woman.
There's something in there. What are you crazy?
Why was she British?
There's something in there.
Has she been British the whole time? For some reason, I don't know why they went British.
Yeah, like, and they never explained that.
They never
either.
explained that either. And then Adrienne's boyfriend is Dollar Store Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
Who was a total wimp and had very little role in the movie whatsoever. And then there was...
Then he just falls asleep on the couch.
Yeah, yeah. And then there's Carla. Was that her name, Carla? Carol. It's
Carol.
Carol.
You don't play. The Ouija board is a tool for communication.
What? Is she in a trance or something? Why is she talking like that?
They're dead. Dying isn't the end. It's the beginning. Aren't you supposed to ask questions? Yes. Some poor soul or souls are supposed to inhabit each board.
And then her boyfriend runs out to try to start the car, and Lewis, and then he ends up just
getting sucked into a
grave, like quicksand.
Letting himself getting sucked into it.
letting himself. That's a
he
better way of
watches
putting it.
his name get put onto the grave, and it's like, oh, I guess this is where I'm supposed to be.
And meanwhile, Adrienne is trying to get into the other car, and she just watches him get sucked into the grave, does nothing at all to help, and then runs back inside and begs her boyfriend
to get her out of here. You just were outside. Closely. You just ran in the house and now you want out again? So basically you get all of these people getting picked off throughout the house. Sort of. Like, there's not a definitive ending to all of those people. I mean...
Well, there was a definitive ending to some.
Yeah, that's what I mean, to all of them, no. There's the kiss of the Spider Woman. I think you should turn around. Oh, it's the kiss of the Spider Woman.
Is he in a cave now? How did he end up in a cave? Okay.
That was the end of
Jason Segel.
So much time spent on this beautiful Asian woman turning into this creepy ass spider, and then she like shoots out this proboscis type mouthpiece, hits him in the chest, and within seconds he is just desiccated.
Oh my god!
And that's it. That's it for him.
And
so much build up with so much, like, I mean, you see these legs sprouting from her body. It's like, and then
Duke had the most unsatisfying death in that Death himself went after Duke.
And did he die?
And then, well, we never.
You know what I
really
mean?
see him die.
Slashes him with his little
and then
scythe.
Duke falls over, and then we never see Duke again.
Duke goes flying over like some kind of trunk. He doesn't look particularly cut up.
No, he doesn't look like he's terribly injured, but apparently that was enough to just write him out of the film. Oh, okay. Well, I think Duke the Horny Ghost is out of the
Now goes.
And then Carol, of course, at her possession with the Ouija board, she starts,
she's almost like an avatar of the warlock.
Yeah, it's almost like she's enacting the warlock's will and
voice too.
Stead, with his voice, with the weird effect on it and everything.
Rich, did you find something? What did you find?
You want my board? Well, the board wants you.
But she eventually, like, the warlock decides he
I'm
doesn't
done with
need
her.
her anymore. I don't need her anymore. So she her head splits open, and she starts spewing out blue things everywhere.
It's almost like blue static air.
But it has a very strong effect on all the rest of the characters, because they all fall over and they can barely move.
Because Adrienne had found them by then, right?
Yes.
Even though her neck had been chewed up pretty well by the little gargoyle worm. Oh.
Okay, well, she had it coming.
Yeah.
Let's be fair. She had it coming.
Oh.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about the little gargoyle worms.
Gargoyle.
That she
Gargoyle.
threw pots at. She threw clay pots at.
She has good aim. At least she has good aim.
Right? She has great aim.
Because you know how many movies where people throw things at something that's trying to attack them and they're just going wildly and never... Right. No, she's nailing it right in the face every time.
Every time. And then finally another one shows up and it's like, well, you're all out of pots now, girl. There's nothing you can do.
They bite her leg, they bite her neck. You think she's going to die. You think she's going to... She's all woozy and you literally see as she's about to give in to death, and then she sees another one coming, and she's like, "Oh well, I can die, but I'm not letting one of these eat me, so I'm gonna drop a dresser on it."
That's right.
Which isn't enough because it starts to crawl out, so she just gets on top of it,
dresser, adds her own weight to it,
and suddenly she's much more vital than she had been.
And I think what the filmmakers were going for was, I think they were going for. She throws the dresser down, she gets on top of it, and then the thing is struggling underneath the dresser, so the dresser is rocking. But it's so clearly obvious that she's moving the dresser back and forth. It's so funny.
I mean, she hadn't done much acting throughout the rest, so that was basically her moment. And
yeah, it really was.
That whole room scene, because she's getting really annoyed with her boyfriend, who is in the room with her. And then suddenly he's asleep, and we never are explained why is this guy asleep. He's just asleep.
He just is asleep.
And very asleep. And then he she rolls him over, and he says leave me alone, go back to sleep. And then when she rolls him over again, his face is all chewed up, which was one of the worm things.
Yes,
because it pops up afterwards.
Yeah.
Wake up!
You would think that would wake him up.
Yeah, my face is getting eaten off.
Apparently not.
She was able to wake me up, and then seconds later, something starts gnawing on me, and I sleep through it.
Right, but then her death scene, Adrian's death scene. So she's walking down this corridor, right, and she sees her boyfriend at the end of the corridor, and she's like, "I've been looking all over for you. Why? You know he's dead. Why are you looking for him? That doesn't make any sense." But she goes towards him, and then suddenly he changes into this.
At first, it was like the creature from the Black Lagoon.
Really, probably the best designed monster in the entire film. It really looked cool.
It had this
weird
sucker
fishy mouth, and it had an exposed rib cage, and it shot these tentacles at her that wrapped around her throat and then electrified her and turned her face into strawberry jello.
Oh.
Okay. What?
He turned her into Jello. Yeah, she melted and turned to Jello, and it actually looked yummy for a second, which was gross and weird.
But then it closed up on, or did a close-up on the creature's chest so you could see its beating heart that was exposed. Now, I don't really understand the point of that shot because it has no bearing on anything else in the film other than this was an expensive piece of prosthetic that had a cool gag. We're going to show it on film.
Same thing with Spider-Woman. They do the Spider-Woman thing.
Right.
And then as she's changing, her head continually changes. She goes through like 3 morphs of her face,
right,
so till she gets to the end, and then she has these weird lines on her head, and they pulse. And I'm like, I don't know if you've ever seen a spider, but they don't typically have pulsing body parts. I mean, they're hard, which we'll find out later as well.
Yeah, that'll come up later. The absolute best monsters in the entire film were the ones in the basement that kept farting.
Oh, the fart! The dissolving fart monsters!
We could not contain ourselves.
Ah! Did he fart on her? Oh, there's some wet hair again. It's the fart monster! Oh, he doesn't like light or tables. Oh it's like these mud elemental men come out of the floor of the basement, and you hear this, and I'm like, was that a fart? And I just figured it was my imagination. And then another one happens, and then you're like, oh no, they're just using like a fart machine noises.
And they did it. I mean, I don't know if they were intending that scene to be that funny, but they put those fart sounds at the perfect comedic moments. And even had like one was like.
Then one of them like tripped and fell in a puddle that was just happened to be in the basement.
Like you do.
I mean, I guess it's an abandoned house, so you're not gonna go clean your puddles up. But
yeah.
it falls into it and it starts to like sizzle and melt, and then he's like, the water! And they had been in this whole entire event, which we didn't mention before, was in a wine cellar.
Right.
And so there was actual kegs shoved into the wall.
Casks, like big casks,
giant
casks of wine.
And she like chops one up with a convenient hatchet because there was all kinds of murder weapons everywhere.
There's a hatchet there, of course.
And they all just dissolve with this probably now vinegar or red wine.
Right. That's why I say they were actually baking soda monsters. They weren't mud monsters. They were just made of baking soda.
Because they did start to fizz at the end, and
It's kind of gross. And all of this was framed around the fact that Duke was trying to get Linda to have sex.
Not now. What are you, crazy?
Yeah.
She was laying on the ground.
Yes, she starts out on the ground, and then he's like, oh, let me give you something more comfortable to lay on.
Duke will provide for you.
Let's just get out of here before something happens.
Something's going to.
He finds her a blanket, a sheet, throws it on top of her, instead of like spreading it out for her to get on or whatever, and then she like throws it back,
right back to him.
And then she starts talking about how nice it is to lay on the ground. And I'm like,
it's like, Linda, what the hell's wrong with you, girl?
Yeah, she just was a little bit of a mess. I mean, but did she survive?
No, nobody survived. The only one that actually nobody survived.
The whole scanners thing when Carol croaked, they died.
Oh, I guess that's what killed them. Okay. John Larroquette, remember, goes all the way over and gets the ring that was on the body.
Yeah.
The body that fell out of the wall at the very, very beginning of the film. Sorry. That's where they found the Ouija board.
It's just an empty closet.
So the spirit board. They found the spirit board in a box. They also find the planchette. Like, he finds the planchette in a box on the shelf.
Yes, which is this like Mesopotamian looking.
It's very weird looking, yeah. And that's what starts the whole haunting thing. Is that? But so Carol head splits open when she's not needed anymore. John Larroquette goes and gets the ring from the corpse. He got the potion.
He got the potion or whatever.
Potion, and it was in the hand. So he had the hand holding the potion, and he threw it. What happened then? I don't remember.
I think it cut over to.
The
ride.
It just cut,
and she like runs away.
Yeah,
and then the whole
rest of the film. Pretty much the entire rest of the film is her rolling on the ground in her wedding dress, trying to get away from zombies. This is going on way too long. This scene should have ended like at least a minute ago.
Who were very ineffectual at the beginning. I feel like she could have kicked a few times, hopped up on her feet, and ran away down the driveway. But no, she like writhes on the ground, and there's like this whole like Walking Dead where our hands are moving all over her. But nobody's trying to hurt her. No one's trying to bite her.
No, but they eventually get her wedding dress off.
Yeah, that's all. They just wanted the clothes.
And then she finally gets away, and she's running, and she runs some more, and she runs, and she keeps running.
And then she's on a roof.
And then she's on a roof somehow, and then she jumps down from the roof, and then she gets in a car that's owned by some other random dude
who's kind of good looking.
He hasn't been in the movie for the entire film. You know what? Who I think it actually was? I think it was the Catman out of makeup.
Yeah, I think it was too.
The same actor.
Yeah.
So because he ends up being the Catman,
and he's been in love with her the whole time.
She was the final girl. I wasn't expecting that. What?
Oh, is this Creon? Oh no.
Catboy. It ends with her being caught by the Catman.
But don't forget, Tree Guy comes back out of the graveyard.
Oh, that's right.
Mama.
What the fuck was that?
That was apparently baby. And then there's this. Oh wait, is it Lewis?
It's the.
Oh wow, it's Tree Guy.
Drifter. It's the Drifter from the beginning. Tree Guy. Tree Guy does come back. So yeah, the vagrant that was asking the kid for a light.
Yeah, did 13-year-old come back?
No, he didn't. That's really a shame. That's a missed opportunity. That's a setup that they didn't pay off.
We laughed a whole lot. And there was
a whole lot.
I will say that by the time we got done with that, like almost like 10-minute trying to get away from the zombies,
so long.
We were grateful for the credits.
The longest scene.
I mean,
it just went on way too long.
I mean,
I think they just needed to pad the runtime to make.
And they had scenes like that in Walking Dead that they would have these gruesome payoffs,
yes, but they're exciting and they're engaging.
Yeah,
and
you do care about the characters,
and you cared about the characters.
And this is the one character in the movie that you should have cared about. I think
I didn't give a rat's ass about her.
Would I recommend someone else to watch it?
Yeah,
probably. Yeah, because it's so bizarre.
It's a terrible film, but there was not a single moment watching the movie that I was not fully engaged and entertained.
And I was gonna say I would totally go see this. Like the Landmark theaters used to always do like the Rocky Horror Picture Show, or they would do other films sort of in that same vein.
This would be a fun midnight movie.
Yeah, and I read that the Alamo Draft House in some places has actually done this in like film festivals and things like that. But I feel like you could definitely try to add in like, you know, those things where you like throw the spoons in room, or like when you throw the toilet paper, or like all the different things that you do during Rocky Horror. There are things that pop up repeatedly that you could definitely play with. Like I would give everybody a balloon. Like if you gave them a pack, I'd give everybody a balloon for the party.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Balloon for the party scene.
Maybe give them their own little grave that they could write their name in.
They could write their name on. That'd be cute. That'd be really cute. It's very fun. It's a very fun film.
We had spiders.
Spookies. Yeah, we also had spiders.
I had a list of about 5 potential movies, and one of them was tied into what I thought we were going to watch, so I was going to kind of lean into that maybe. But then
I threw him for a loop.
Then there was this Spider Woman, and I thought, okay, we're going to watch this next movie.
Yeah.
Big ass spider. And whereas the other movie was not an independent film, I mean, I guess this was sort of indie-ish, but there were a lot of names in it that are pretty decent.
Surprisingly big names.
Like Greg Grunberg,
which I love Greg Grunberg.
J.J. Abrams, he's in like all the J.J. Abrams things. He's been in Marvel. He's been
in Heroes. He played a significant role throughout the entire run.
Felicity, of course, was where I first remember him.
And then we had Dollar Store Michael Pena.
He was so funny. Jose.
He was hands down my favorite thing in that film.
Ray Wise, yeah, and he'll either be a villain or like a military, or he's got that kind of rugged look.
Yeah,
and then there's this blonde like underling of his.
Yeah, she seemed very unconfident. Is that a word? Unconfident?
Yeah.
She lacked confidence.
Oh, the lady you like, who's at the very beginning.
Oh, Lin Shaye. Yeah, Lin Shaye had a very small part. She was absolutely hysterically funny.
Hey, Mrs. Jefferson. How are you? Oh, how are you?
So Lin Shaye she's great at really dramatic. She's really great at horror. She's kind of a darling of the horror scene.
Okay.
And she also does comedy extraordinarily well. She was in she played the overly tanned woman in There's Something About Mary, her friend.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's Lin Shaye. She's hysterical. So she's really good. And I loved that whole scene, especially when she grabbed onto him and she was like, had her legs wrapped around him.
Okay. Who knows they're exterminator?
Apparently she does.
So the movie starts.
Caught a mouse
with like this kind of almost like this dream sequence ish.
Yeah, yeah.
Where Greg Grunberg wakes up laying on the ground. He's kind of dazed, and he's trying to. And then you see him like wandering around the streets, and chaos is going on. And you know that there must be a big spider somewhere because we already know the title of the film.
All while a really, really cool low key cover of.
Was that at the beginning?
Yeah, that was at the beginning. Where
Okay.
Where's My Mind is playing.
Yeah.
The Pixies. So cool.
But they finally show you the spider, and I'm like, and I even mentioned to him like, so they're going to do the whole like 24 hours earlier kind of thing, and sure enough, they go 12 hours earlier.
Yeah.
And then there's this weird flirty moment. Are you starting to flirt with him now?
A nice guy like you
Yep.
is still single.
Oh, that's creepy.
When you do, she's gonna be exhausted.
Woman.
It was this weird combination of, because older
women, yeah, they want to
women,
know about your
they want to
status.
know about your, well, not necessarily your sex life, but maybe
No,
just
your
love
status.
life. Oh, your status. Okay.
Sorry.
So your sex
Why
life.
are you still single? You know.
Yeah, it's like, you're still single? I can't believe you're still single. Big burly man like you. Older women will do that. And it's not really meant to be flirting, but she kind of went in a direction that
Made it feel
like she was flirting with him a little bit. And it's not a disparage of Lynn Shay. She probably did that intentionally for comedic purposes.
Yeah,
and I think it was great. So it was a kind of a very awkward, uncomfortable scene.
Yeah, and then he goes, well, I just haven't found the right girl yet, and then she's like, oh, okay, when you do, she's gonna be tired.
Right, she's gonna be exhausted.
And I'm like,
damn, girl, how do you know?
She is gonna be exhausted.
there's a spider on him, which looks like a brown recluse, and then he announces that it's a brown recluse.
Oh, that's a brown recluse.
And then she like proceeds to hit it with the shoe where it manages to bite him through his shirt. We show him going into the hospital, and then a body bag goes rolling past, and this nurse with kind of crazy hair walks in, and he goes, is that one of your patients? And like, why on earth would you ask that anyway? I would not want to know if the person that's about to start treating me just had someone die on them.
Right.
That's not what they want to talk about. Alex, the exterminator.
Yeah, his name is Alex. Alex.
Oh yeah, they said his last name a few times.
Starts with an M, doesn't it?
Mr.
Mathis?
Alex Mathis.
Okay. But there's Alex, and he's like terribly flirting with the nurse. Yeah, you're just being awkward now. Leave my coccyx alone.
The alarm goes off,
Yes,
right?
The medical examiner who's been bitten by the spider downstairs pulls the alarm, the fire alarm, and people are like
freaking out and running out of the building. And the hospital director's like, it's a false alarm. Relax. And then he's like, please get that turned off. And like, Jose's going to turn the alarm off. And that's where we meet Jose.
This is a false alarm. It is a false one, folks. There's no fire in the building. So if we could all just remain calm, that would be great. Jose, I need you to turn the damn thing off. Thank you.
Jose is he carries the movie from beginning to end. He is so funny.
He was my absolute favorite thing about this film, hands down. He was hilarious. I called him Dollar Store Michael Pena because he reminded me of Michael Pena's character from the Ant-Man films, which I can never remember that character's actual name. But the way he always recapped stuff, and the way he was always just like, yeah, okay.
Oh shit! You don't.
I like the security guard character. He's fun. Sure. He just had this sort of like, just go along for the ride attitude.
Well, except for when he tried to put him inside the tunnel.
Oh yeah, he wasn't about to get inside
He was not getting in the air duct.
Okay. Jose, get up there.
I'm not gonna get up there.
Come on, man. You're a little guy. Get in the vent.
I'm not going in there.
I'm kidding. Get my bag for you.
Okay, so that is another thing that just... Okay, that's the first thing that I mentioned when we were watching the film, when I was like, this doesn't make any logical sense whatsoever. They're sitting there, so they get down to where the medical... Well, first of all, the medical examiner, his neck was horrific looking.
So he tells him that he was bitten by something, and someone's like, "Oh, did a dog bite you?" And he's like, "No."
No.
They did a cat? And they're, no, it was a spider. Could it have been a spider monkey?
No, that was later. No, Jose suggested, was it a monkey?
What did he say exactly? Exactly? Yeah. He said, "Oh, he bit me, boss. He bit me." And then he said it was a doggy. He said, "No." And then he said,
wasn't a monkey. But they get down to where the medical examiner was, and they're looking for the spider, Jose and Alex. So they're out there looking, and they can't find anything. And he finds the vent is askew, so it must have gone into the air duct system.
Spiders understand building schematics.
Yes.
And it knows that there's a tunnel behind that grate.
Exactly.
Oh.
Yes, I know, but I thought it was, spider. You were scared too. Shut up.
Exactly. Somehow the spider knows this. So anyway, he opens it up the tunnel, and he's like, okay, Jose, hop in there. And he's like, what? Me? He's like, you're smaller. You'll fit. And he's like, no. And I thought that was just a joke.
Yeah.
Like, I really thought he was just joking. And they're like, okay, where does it go? How does he's like, it connects the whole building. It's like, where? And he's like, it goes down to the machine room. And he's like, the machine room will be warm, and the machine room will be dark.
So let's just go to the machine room.
That's where spiders thrive. So I'm thinking, okay, that was just a joke about, hey, get in the vent. And we're going to go out and go down the elevator down to the machine room. No. Greg Grunberg climbs into the vent.
To go to the vent. I mean, is he really going to get in the vent? You're like, he is.
Why don't you just go get in the elevator and go down to the machine room?
Exactly. You don't have to follow it down its actual path.
The freaking vent. That doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's not like we're like doing a jewel heist here.
Air vents are not that big. Even in giant buildings, air vents are like this big.
Well, they can be a little bigger. I mean, I've seen some that are like that. Like
Yeah.
the ones in our house are like this big. Right?
Yeah, but it's still not enough for a person to fit inside. Yes, this movie is wretched. This movie is also enormously entertaining.
He goes through there and he runs into some spider web, which then he
Gets
starts flirting with that.
It gets stuck all over his hands.
Well, but first he talks about how beautiful it
Oh
is.
yeah.
I'll say you're not gonna believe this. It looks like our friend has already had a little snack. This is unbelievable. It's so beautiful.
He talks about the beautiful structure of the spider web, and it's very obviously fake spider webs from the Halloween store that's just been stretched
And
across.
They haven't even like really pulled it apart.
No, it's
But then he gets on his hands, which he then tries to like burn the web, and then his hands catch on fire.
No, it's not that. It's because his light went out.
Okay, now you're making it sound kind of pervy. Oh, it's so sticky. Oh, it's sticky. Oh, it's got a nice sticky structure. Okay, you just got this at the Spirit Halloween store, dude.
Now your light stopped working because, of course, that would happen. Do you have a lighter? Oh, he has a lighter. Oh, I wonder if the web is. Yeah, it's flammable. Oh my God, it's a web spell.
Oh yeah.
His light went out, so he pulled the lighter to be able to see, and it lit the spider webs on his hands and like burned the spider webs off his hands.
Glowing and burning,
Right.
Which we never addressed. Like
No, like obviously it didn't burn
he
him
has
too
Very
bad.
calloused hands, and
Yeah.
they were just fireproof.
Apparently, he finds the room. He does find the room where the spider is.
Oh.
Because he does come out in I guess it was supposed to be the machine room. It didn't look like a machine room. Dark and dirty.
Yeah, there's a lot of dark places in this hospital that shouldn't have necessarily been dark. Like what we were talking about, like at the morgue, where they're gonna be examining bodies. They need bright light.
Morgues are not dark. I've been in a morgue. Morgues are very, very bright.
Oh, but don't forget, before the spider went down to the machine room, it had a little pit stop.
Oh, that's right. But oh my God, I would be freaking out.
I would be gone. I would just have rolled my bed right out the room.
That's right. It killed a patient.
Opened up a vent from the outside, and then crawled down the wall. The patient sees it right off the bat. You think he's hitting the nurse, but the nurse never showed up.
No, that's right. She never showed up. And that is the state of our hospital systems, ladies and gentlemen.
So the spider has now figured out the bed enough to understand that I can go up the end of the bed, crawl into the sheets, and for maximum terrifying, I'm going to scare the shit out of this guy by crawling across his body before I show up and spray acid on its face.
No, he didn't do the acid then.
He
just bit him. He just bit him and ate half his face. Yeah, and planted
extra bones.
and planted a rib cage. He planted a rib cage in his cheek.
Oh boy, this is like he had extra bones coming out of his face.
He had a ribcage in his cheek. Greg Grunberg is down in the lower room, and this is after the military showed up. The military showed up at the hospital at that point, and they're like shutting the hospital down. It's like, no, we're taking control of this hospital, and we're gonna.
I'm an exterminator. I can handle this. So yes, the military comes and takes control of the hospital, but basically, it's just this entourage.
It's one of the patients.
And?
Well, he is
dead. Let's take a look.
That's right.
They all
stay
stay
with the main guy. Like nobody goes and does their own thing.
Nobody's
like group of
guarding the doors or exploring the building, or he never ever made an effort to actually go down and try to find the thing.
No, but she did.
Yeah.
Carly. Yeah, Carly did. The military girl. She went down. She's the military girl.
What was her rank? She was a lieutenant.
She was lieutenant. Yes.
Lieutenant.
Yes, because the scientist guy that suddenly gets introduced at that point, who is of nondescript European origin and looks like he's on vacation.
But he's Belgian.
It's already hunting. Granted, the patient's immobility indicates an advantageous access, like a buzzard selecting wounded prey.
What? What? Buzzards selecting wounded prey?
They typically wait till it dies.
Yeah, buzzards are fucking carrion eaters.
It's not prey.
It's not prey. And they don't target the wounded.
I mean, if they see that you're dying, they may
they'll wait. They'll circle and wait for you to die. Yes.
You're a scientist for the government. You're going to have something, even if it's a freaking white lab coat.
Yeah, just anything to make me think, oh, scientist. Because if I would have saw that character, I would have immediately thought, weird old European dude.
Why is he here?
Supposed to be on the beach.
Yeah, but so they go through this whole thing in the hospital with him trying to kill the spider, not successfully. And then
I made the comment that scene must have been a lot of fun to film and for Greg Grunberg, because he's all by himself and he's
running
talking
around
to the
this
spider,
basement.
And he's running around the basement and trying to fight the spider that's obviously CG'd. Now that would have been me if I was an exterminator.
What?
Pew pew pew. I'd be pretending I was shooting aliens and stuff. So they're
He's
not
like,
actually there.
Come out, little buddy. You kept calling it little buddy. I was like, is he the skipper?
There you are, little buddy.
I'm like...
But then the spider gets into the sewer. So the spider gets out into the sewer, and that's where we see the first sign that the spider is actually a very intelligent hunter.
Yes, because it lures a homeless guy with a quarter.
With a quarter hanging from the
that
web.
It had stolen from...
That it had stolen from Greg Grunberg.
Yes. And then the spider,
he really wants that quarter.
Pops out behind him. It looks like it's grown about...
Yeah, it's bigger than it was before.
And it sprays green stuff on him and melts his face. Okay, that was unexpected.
He Indiana Jones'd him.
It was so funny because there were scenes like that in the previous movie. And that's sort of like the moment when I realized I have chosen the right movie for our show. Because it definitely was that over the top, doesn't make any sense special effect.
It introduced the idea that this spider can spray acid out of its mouth.
Yes.
Which it does one other time in the film.
They get down to the sewer and they find it has this whole entire larder of corpses hanging from the ceiling in there. It's
done quite a bit of hunting already.
And now they're like, oh, we
never got to see. We never got to see this. That's really one of the things that's the most disappointing about this film to me, is we don't see the collateral damage of the spider hunting. It would have been.
We
really
showed
nice
all of us the people hunting it. Yeah, but what was it doing when they weren't?
Right. It should have shown the spider hunting the people. That would have added more to the horror aspect of the film. I wanted to just bash that scientist over the head a couple times. It's like, what happens in stage 5?
Yeah.
What happens in stage 5?
No, we're running out of time. It's still out there.
And about to run amok into stage 5.
Okay. What's stage 5?
Come on, in layman's terms, what are we dealing with? What happens in stage 5?
What happens in stage 5?
And we talk about stage
dude,
3,
just
and
freaking
there's
talk.
There's stage 4, and the whole time they're talking about these different stages, I'm thinking cancer.
Right?
And
so they find the cache of bodies that the spider has.
and then they're like,
laid
we're
there.
gonna have to keep this a secret.
Yes.
But it's gone viral.
But ooh! Oh my God! It's way bigger now.
I just realized what is this, Tupac? Faux Pac.
Greg Grunberg and Jose have decided that they're going to team up, and Jose is going to be his Robin,
or
Robin to his Batman.
It goes through an entire list of sidekicks, which is hilarious.
Look, you could be Super Exterminator and Jose. And my boss told me to help you, so I'm gonna help you. And you know like how? Like Robin helps a Batman. Like Tonto helps the Lone Ranger. Like Kato helps the Green Hornet.
Yes.
Like Sancho Panza helps Don Quixote.
Yes.
Like John Oates helps Daryl Hall, baby.
Yes.
And later on, I think he calls him Mexican Robin, which
Yes,
was...
he calls him Mexican Robin, which I thought was hilarious. But they get to the river because they think the river.
Yeah, the Los Angeles River.
Los Angeles River is the most likely place for the spider to come out of the sewer.
From the beginning, like at first, him and Carly are slightly antagonistic.
Hi.
Of course. Oh, come on, really? Was that your gag you wanted to go for, filmmakers?
We're really leaning into this I'm single thing, aren't we?
Nice job, moron.
And then they start flirting, and she starts flirting back.
Just in case the military or you should need any assistance at all, this is my card.
Mr.
Alex
Mathis.
On Twitter, it's a badass bug killer.
If you think of anything else important, you can give me a call.
Oh, see, look at that. That wasn't so difficult, was it? I will definitely be giving you a call. I appreciate it. And I can friend you.
All right. Don't let this get out.
Right.
And suddenly he looks like he has actually gotten his mojo because she's responding and returning it. Like at first he's like, I'm going to give you my number. And you're like, so this is so cringy. And then she's like, well, I'm going to give you my number. And then you're like, so you can call me. And I was like, okay. And their love develops as fast as the spider grows.
Right. It's pretty crazy. Considering that they're almost not even in each other's presence for the entire film. They didn't find the spider there. And then they start thinking maybe the spider's trying to get to higher ground, so they say the park, Elysian Park.
For whatever reason, all of the girls who go to this park wear as few clothes as they can possibly put on.
And play lots of volleyball.
I saw a lot of side boob. I saw a lot of
my God, so much
butt
side boob.
floss.
We also made the comment that if you're going to show things from the spider's perspective,
make it weird.
Make it look weird. Make it slightly different. Make it faceted, like you're looking through an insect's eye with multiple images.
Or maybe like maybe see. I would say infrared, but
that would be cool
bugs
too.
don't necessarily give off a lot of heat.
Well, he doesn't hunt bugs though.
Right, and so maybe it's got new abilities.
Yeah. I mean, anything would have been good.
Because you still don't know why the spider exists.
No.
And that's another thing. Like, a lot of movies that do, like, the whole giant animalisms, there's a part at the beginning where there's a scientific accident that happens. Or like, with Eight-Legged Freaks, you see, like toxic waste going down into, like, an old mine.
And even if it's not like a flashback at the very beginning of the film, usually within the first 30 minutes or so of the film, we have kind of an idea of how it started.
So you made a spider do it with an alien. That's messed up. That's messed up, guys. It's your people, at least.
You do find out why, and it's not that bad of a reveal as far as what they did.
As far as what they did and what they were trying to do, it was altruistic in nature. So
Yeah.
I don't fault them for trying to grow massive vegetables to help feed the hungry.
We isolated separate genes, one of which, in particular, produces a superior growth hormone. Its promise is infinite. giant tomatoes to feed the whole world and such.
Tomatoes is the first word I understood, you know.
But if
wash
you're going
them
to do
first.
that, wash them first.
One of the fruit plants that were brought in as a test subject had a spider's nest hidden inside.
But then the spider makes it to the park, and now it is no longer the size of a Volkswagen.
No.
It is.
It's the size of like a
house? A small house?
A small house. Yeah, small house. It's a very, very large spider. And we do see they do finally at one point lean into a slightly different look when you're looking through the spider's eyes when he's about to hunt the little girl.
Mm-hmm.
We see like slightly blurred edges of the screen. That's it.
And fortunately, no children were killed in this movie.
No. Yeah, the child got away.
Also, animals...
Unlike the other movie.
Yeah.
Where the child died within the first, 10 minutes.
It had gotten to the point now where it was capable of eating an entire person in one bite.
And it did quite a bit. We don't really understand how it fit that many corpses inside of its body.
Did it just eat him whole?
Ate him whole. Because it swallowed at least 10 people whole in that one scene.
I mean, because spiders drink. They liquefy their prey and drink it.
Yes.
And obviously, if this thing was like injecting venom into them and then waiting for them to liquefy and suck him out with its little silly straw, that might, of course, take a little bit of time, and it's certainly not as dramatic.
Now, what would have been a much better choice is if he would have spit the webs, wrapped them up in the webs, and then put them on his back.
Yes.
And was carrying them around, so he was hunting for food for later.
'Cause, I mean...
And that would have created more tension, and we have to save all these people that were captured.
Because suddenly, in the park, finally, it decides, I am going to not eat one of these people, and it just happens to be the one we like. Oh.
Yay, Jose, to the rescue!
No!
Oh,
no, not her! You gotta save the girl of your jeans. I mean, dreams.
The girl of your jeans.
What the? Don't shoot Carly. Oh, he's dragging her away. She's not dead.
Now it's gonna be a rescue mission.
You gotta save the princess.
Yeah.
Oh no, our princess is in another castle.
Well, there's the whole scene where Greg and Jose
come flying up in their truck,
get the attention of the spider, and they're driving away from him. The spider's chasing them and keeping up.
And that is probably, I mean, and there was a lot of good stuff in that. That was probably the worst CGI in the film.
Yeah, absolutely.
The spider running down the road was so bad.
There was multiple times where the spider would stop animating, but it was still moving. And
it was sometimes change color, like from this black to a kind of a white.
Grayish, yeah.
And the armor on it was kind of cool, but it also looked like it was wearing like armor.
Like
Like
it
someone
didn't
had.
look like it was actually exoskeleton. It looked like it had additional plates on top.
It did
of
have a
its
cool little
exoskeleton.
headpiece that raised up once when it got mad.
Kind of a cool choice. I liked that.
I kind of liked.
It was very Dilophosaurus, very King Cobra. You know, I kind of
like
dug that.
menacing.
That was pretty neat.
Though, I mean, really, when you're a giant spider, you don't have to try too hard to be that menacing.
Right. So they're driving the truck, and they're going, and you're going, and they're going, and he's trying to call Carly.
Yes.
Carly. He's. I don't know why
And she's like, "Stop! Don't come this way!"
Don't come
or
this way.
You're
You're about
driving
to be
into
in
a crossfire.
And he's like, "What?" And he looks, and then there's just
A
cars and
cul-de-sac.
cars in front of him with people standing outside with guns. There's no way they could not have done that.
I'm gonna take you out to dinner. Alex, I'm sorry, we're heading into a what? A crossfire. A crossfire? What's a crossfire?
How did you not see them?
Also, if there are all these cars in this cul-de-sac, don't stop right in front of all of them. Drive your car out of the way.
Right.
Give them a clear shot of said spider. Instead, the spider had a shield with their truck,
right?
Which they shot full of holes, and then the spider was like, "Well, I'm gonna
threw
eat."
the truck at them.
It got mad. At first, it picked the truck up and used it as a shield, which was a clever move, even though
it didn't need it.
There's the other part of the gas tank is on the underside.
True.
All of those bullets, something should have pierced the gas tank.
Yeah.
But before that could even happen, it tosses the car at them. I mean, the poor car.
And then we made the joke, I hope he has insurance.
And then it took like half the film.
It took like half the film for them to follow up on that joke, but they finally did.
Braxton, Major Braxton, whatever. His first name was Braxton. I'm like, that's pretentious. He sounds like a soap opera character. But he's like, we've known each other a long time. We've been through a lot. Oh well. It's just like,
right?
She's dead.
She's dead.
What are we all? We're just numbers to you guys? Is that it? Hey, Braxton, come on. What is this? This is just collateral damage?
Lieutenant Brad and I went through hell and back together, so don't tell me about losing a friend.
But then they start talking about stage 5.
Stage 5.
Stage 5. Stage 5.
Stage 5.
Reproduction.
Because now they've reached stage 5.
But we also find out how it happened.
Yeah.
They said there was a spider nest in the bush or whatever. And I'm
Right.
like, well, I'm glad that only one of them managed to.
Then it should survive, right?
Because that would have been bad.
But also, it doesn't really answer. It doesn't actually make sense, because if they're crossbreeding the plant with the alien, why would the spider be affected?
Get the same, yeah.
Because it doesn't eat the plant; it's using the plant to catch bugs to eat the bugs.
But it got on it, maybe. I don't know.
They never really explained that, and it doesn't make any sense. The spider is now massive.
Big. Oh, it got real big.
Yeah. So now we're caught up to the beginning of the movie, because this is the size he was at the beginning.
Is it? I
Yeah.
feel like it's smaller still, but cool.
No, it's that big.
Joe, it's not hostile.
Like, we're talking King Kong size.
It's sitting on top of the U.S. Bank building, which we took a little while trying to remember what it was called.
Yeah, because that poor building, it gets a lot of destruction.
San Andreas.
It was destroyed in Independence Day. It's the one that the UFO was sitting on top of.
Any
kind
of disaster movie.
Yeah, and now it gets destroyed by a giant spider.
But they're gonna
with very, very bad CGI. You can actually tell that
the whole time they're calling it's sitting on top of the Epic Bank building,
right?
Which Epic Pictures is the name of the people that did this,
right?
And then they're like, then later on, you see this. They pan around and you see the U.S. Bank sign.
It's like they didn't even bother to CGI
could've.
change that.
Change it to Epic. If you're gonna do it,
they must have ran out of budget at that point. But so how did he find out that she was alive?
I want to say they had like some sort of like it was a camera thing, or did she pick up her walkie-talkie? Maybe.
I need a minute.
Copy that.
I hope you have insurance.
No, the company has insurance?
Oh,
Yes.
well, don't worry about it.
Alex! Wait! It's Carly. She's still alive.
Don't mess with me.
That spider, she laid her eggs on top of the Epic Bank building. There are a lot of people trapped up there. Carly's one of them.
Okay, so what do we do?
Well, you have about 24 minutes before the jets arrive there. And what happens before then is up to you.
I'll drive.
So he finds out that she's still alive, and the spider has laid eggs, and that's what it took forever for them to get the
stage
scientists
5.
to talk about.
Stage 5 was
reproduction.
Reproduction.
It would lay eggs, and it would reproduce more giant spiders. So that's already happened. All the spiders' eggs are there, and they have now hatched, and there are baby giant spiders crawling around all on that top floor.
But
of the US Bank
at
building.
first, the baby spiders don't realize that there's food up there for them. Fortunately,
right.
So by the time the Crusaders get up there to start rescuing people, they managed to rescue about 7 or 8.
Yeah, they did. They saved quite a few people. They got them. He realized that if he held his Zippo lighter underneath a pocket knife, it cut through the webs really easily without igniting them. And I said so many times, set the webs on fire. But you need to set the web on fire. Set the web on fire.
Yeah.
When you're leaving the room, set the webs on fire.
Yeah, before you get off get on the elevator, just light them on fire.
There was never a payoff to that.
They never addressed the reproduction thing.
No, they never addressed it. As far as we know, at the end of the film, all of those baby spiders are still alive.
And I just suppose that they just can't use the elevator.
Yeah, never. Yeah, no one's ever allowed to go to the roof of that building ever again because you'll get devoured by baby spiders.
Because if you leave them up there long enough without any food, they'll eat each other and then they'll die, right?
Yeah. That's what I would imagine, yeah.
No, they'll probably climb down the outside because there's all kinds of holes in it now from Mama walking on it. But she falls off.
Yes, they ordered an airstrike, and they had a time limit to get everyone out of the top because the what's his name, pretentious soap opera.
Braxton, Major Braxton, or
pretentious soap opera major. He ordered an airstrike to get rid of the spider while it was on top of the building, and they had a limited amount of time, I think 10 minutes or something.
Well, you have about 24 minutes.
They shot the spider with the missiles. The spider falls off the building, lands on the street.
Yay! Ding Dong the Witch is dead, but no, it's not.
No, it's not. The spider is actually still alive. And we even have like the general wants to talk to you, and he hands the phone to Greg Lemmer, and he's like, "You done good, kid." You know, they had the whole like stupid, like cheesy ending to that type of story.
Yes, he is. The Major wants to talk to you.
Major? Hope I'm not in trouble.
I hope not either.
Yeah, Major?
I gotta hand it to you, kid. You knocked it out of the park.
And then the spider gets
The
up.
spider wakes up, and the guys have already come up with a plan to kill the
Yes,
spider.
they already know what they have to do.
So we have to shoot the spider in the butt.
In the butt.
The spinneret on the butt of the spider,
Where the web's supposed to come
out,
from.
and the webs are flammable. So if they shoot it in the spinneret, it will ignite the web from the inside and blow the spider up.
There's this whole thing where he throws him the bazooka that they've already prepared
Yes.
for this.
Oh, okay. Well,
Throwing a bazooka doesn't seem like a best of ideas.
No, I mean they're very heavy. For one thing, you're not gonna be able to throw it very far.
While he's running underneath the spider and avoiding its feet,
and all very, very badly CGI.
And then he doesn't even catch the bazooka.
The bazooka lands, and he has to go and get the bazooka. Which, by the way, I am imagining throwing a bazooka is not an easy task because they look like they are extraordinarily heavy.
And you would think that this weapon that has very basically kind of like a little rocket almost in it.
Yeah.
And
you don't want to throw something like that.
Landing hard on the ground. He's lucky it didn't go off on its own.
Now, I think that would have been a funny touch, actually. If he would have thrown it, it would have gone off and shot in the spinneret anyway. And it would have been an
instead, he got to do this whole, like, grab it, roll, and shoot before he gets killed.
Basically from the hip.
And
which is... hip shots a bazooka.
Well, apparently him and Adrian went to the same school of aim.
Oh, okay.
Up yours.
She could throw pots at
That's right.
gargoyle lizards.
That's right.
Yay! It happened.
Yay, the spider
we
blew
don't.
up.
We're not going to address the babies. We're talking about they got to address the babies, right? Maybe they'll do an after credit scene. They do an after credit scene. It doesn't mention the babies.
No.
Not once. Not at all. No babies.
No, and in fact, now there's a giant cockroach
in New York
climbing
City.
up the Statue of Liberty.
And then they do this wonderful, closing credits of La Cucaracha over the closing credits.
Alex, I'm afraid we have a little problem. What's the biggest cockroach you ever saw?
Oh my God, that was...
Comparatively, it did have a solid story.
It did have
there were holes.
There were a lot of holes. There were things that they introduced that had good payoffs, and there were things that they introduced that had no payoff whatsoever, and that was very frustrating. There were good actors in it.
Yeah.
That were all phoning it in.
Well, I said either they're phoning it in or they are like, we are making a B movie, so we're going to act as if we are in a B movie.
Also a possibility. It could have been a directorial choice. I've seen Greg Grunberg in other things, and I know that he has really great acting chops.
Yeah.
And he actually has a very good commanding presence. And he actually kind of won me over towards the end. He was just sort of like a bumbling...
Yeah, he did a good job being the bumbling hero.
Yeah.
And
it worked. And he was actually kind of endearing. So
you liked him. And of course, he had a great sidekick.
Oh, Mexican Robin.
Jose
made the movie for me.
Hilarious.
He made the movie
for
me.
There was, at the end, like, where it's clear that they're finally going to get to have their attraction moment where he's rescued her and now the spider is dying and they're holding each other way close, and I'm like, this is not a I saved you hug. This is like we're about to go
hug.
and it's so great because we're saying this to ourselves, and then Jose goes, get a room,
guys. Hey, come on, guys, get a room, okay?
I made the comment that this is basically the scientist military trope that's in all sci-fi movies, where the scientist is telling them what's actually happening and the military doesn't want to listen until it's too late.
Except for that one scientist who we wanted. They finally sent him out of the room. Like, I want him out, and we're like, we do too. But he was just this professional guy who was like, I'm an exterminator. I do this for a living.
I do this for a living. I know what spiders do. This was a good first episode of this series.
Yeah,
I enjoyed both movies immensely.
And it just felt like, and it rained during it, so that also kind of gave it like this. Oh, this is what you do on a Sunday when it's raining. You know,
right?
I don't hear it anymore.
No,
but,
it stopped. But yeah, highly recommend both Spookies and Big Ass Spider. Both films are very entertaining. They have their flaws, some more than others, and but thoroughly, like both films, I never found myself bored. I never found myself wanting to look something up.
Yeah, if y'all want to recommend movies,
yes,
great.
Please in the comments. If you've got a B movie that you love, or a weird movie that you think no one has ever seen, let us know in the comments. We'll see if we can find it, and we'll give our honest reaction to it. All right, well, that's going to do it for the very first episode of Patty's Pajama Party Picture Show. We hope you guys liked it. We're going to do more of these. This is a lot to edit, so it's probably going to be maybe once a month we'll do one of these, and that's going to be rolling on from now on. But thank you guys for coming by and watching. Make sure you click like and subscribe before you leave. Do it! And I'll see you guys next time.
Paddycake's Pajama Party Picture Show. In jammies and blankets, we're ready to go to mystery movies, the good and the bad. We laugh till we cry, or just cry 'cause it's bad.